Hi, I'm Brandon Walker. I'm a data scientist at IBM, and I will be answering a few questions that the TAMU Datathon has prepared for me about data science. So the first one is, what is your education background? I was a double major in statistics and economics from Texas A&M University, and I graduated in May of 2019. I think statistics is too frequently disregarded as unimportant for two reasons. One, I think people underestimate how large and complicated the field is. There's much more to it than just calculating summary statistics. And two, I think machine learning and AI both sound way cooler than statistics. So statistics frequently gets labeled as the things to increase how impressive it is. So I'd really recommend studying statistics if you're interested in getting into data science and machine learning. Uh, Next question is, what were some of the best classes you took? The very best class I took was Stat 436, which is multivariate analysis and statistical learning. I had that with Dr. David Jones. It does a really good job of demystifying machine learning and makes it accessible for the average person. The next question is, how much self-learning did you do and by what means? So the first thing I'd recommend is doing competitions on Kaggle. After that, I would say doing datathons and hackathons like the TAMU Datathon. Next, I would recommend going to bookdown.org. So on there, there's a bunch of textbooks that are really well written. I think textbooks are given sort of a bad rap in college because they they are sometimes overly theoretical, but the books on bookdown.org are free and really clear and full of practical knowledge. The next recommendation I'd give is using Coursera. IBM makes a professional data science certificate that's free to audit if you're interested in that. Next, I would recommend doing personal projects, just doing things that you think are interesting about data science that will add to your knowledge, and I'd recommend having a website that you can add all those projects to. And then finally, I'd recommend using LinkedIn Learning. A lot of universities pay for students' access to LinkedIn Learning. Texas A&M does, so it's free while you're a student. And there's a lot of really good courses that are really succinct and a little bit better than the average YouTube tutorial. And once you finish a course on LinkedIn Learning, you can add it directly to your LinkedIn profile. The next question is, how did you look for jobs? So I mostly used Indeed, but I would take it a step further than just typing in data science jobs on Indeed. I would use Indeed's advanced search, and I would eliminate all the jobs that include the word PhD. A lot of recruiters, because I think that they don't understand data science super well, assume that to be a data scientist you have to have a PhD. So you'll probably be eliminating the jobs that you're most likely either not suited to or recruiters think that you're not suited to. So that will get rid of a lot of postings. And the next thing I'd say is that you should only apply for jobs that were very recently posted. The average data science job has lots and lots of applicants. So if you're applying for a job that's even a week old, there's probably already over 200 applicants, and they're probably not going to be looking at the 200th applicant. They'll probably be looking at the first few to apply. So I would recommend looking for jobs that were posted only in the last 3 days on Indeed. And you may panic and think, oh, that eliminates a lot of jobs, but I wouldn't worry about it. There's always new ones posted each day. And the next thing I'd recommend to look for jobs is get out on LinkedIn and build your network and talk to people that are even strangers about what work they do and have done. And once you sort of build a connection with them, then I would ask about opportunities. I wouldn't do that right off the bat, but you can ask people right off the bat on LinkedIn if they're hiring data scientists. If you search for their profile and you see that in their profile they have the words hiring data scientist. A lot of people that are hiring will put that in their bio, so it makes it easy to find those people, and you can reach out and ask them directly. The next question is, what are some interview tips you can give? There are lots, but I would say the main tip I can give that isn't obvious is just be really, really excited when you're in an interview and have ideas about what you can do for the company. I think frequently people forget that a large part of data science is knowing when and how to apply the things you do, and how that actually impacts the underlying business. So I would recommend that. And the next question is, what is your favorite thing about your job? At IBM, I'm a data scientist that does consulting work. I think consulting is a really great path to choose early on in your career because you get to work with a wide variety of people and companies on a wide variety of problems. That's a good way to build your experience and your network while you're young. And the last question I have is, what technologies do you use the most? I use Python specifically. I think you should be really good at these four packages: scikit-learn, pandas, numpy, and matplotlib. That's kind of I think, the core of data science and will continue to be the core of data science, at least in terms of technical skills. Besides that, I would recommend getting familiar with at least one deep learning framework like TensorFlow or PyTorch. And then finally, I would say being able to understand how to get your work used in production. So that means being able to, one, work with the cloud, whether that's IBM Public Cloud, AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform. And two, I'd say that's being able to use sort of things that will manage your projects like Git and Docker. So uh, that's all the questions. I hope that was helpful to someone.